Hello, welcome back to the Self-Care Summit, where we are learning different ways to cope in the midst of this global crisis. My name is Melanie. My business is Soul Ease Massage and Mind Body Therapy. I'm located in Elmira, New York, and today is, as Kathleen just said, lucky number 13 video. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here, both viewer and Kathleen. I appreciate you showing up to be interviewed today. Tell us more about you. Who are you?
Hi. So my name's Kathleen Lisson. I'm a certified lymphedema therapist. I'm a board certified massage therapist. My practice is called Solace Massage and Mindfulness. And I have a studio in Pacific Beach, which is a neighborhood of SanDiego, California. And so I help people after plastic surgery. It used to be I do like occasional lymphedema clients, but the majority of my clients, vast majority, are after plastic surgery. So Brazilian butt lift, tummy tuck, liposuction, facelift is the clients that I see in my studio. And it's been tough because I haven't been in my studio helping clients for 3 weeks. And it's tough for all of us. And we just don't know when we're starting again. But I do have other things that I do. I have 3 books, and I'm working on writing the 4th book. They're books that I can give to my clients that help them. So my latest one is Plastic Surgery Recovery Handbook. So it's just a little book full of studies and research and ideas that they can discuss with their surgeon to have an optimal recovery. I first got that idea because if anyone else does any kind of medical massage, like I started with, like we all do, with relaxation massage. And so the idea was that the client would feel relaxed and fall asleep. And then when you go into more medical massage, particularly helping people after surgery, they like need to stay awake because they have like 40 questions to ask you. and like they need to ask you all these questions. And I felt like in my body, like these people, that my wonderful clients have paid all this money to see me, and they're not relaxing because like they're like, wait, but this, but that. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to put it all in the book. You can ask me whatever you want now, but when you go home, you're going to see it all, and there's going to be research studies, so you can talk to your doctor about it, and then it'll be fine. And it's nice because once I give the books to my clients on that second visit, like they fall asleep. So and they really need the sleep, because you really need sleep after surgery. So they go in and they can just doze off. They can feel very comfortable and trust me that I'm doing the right thing for them. So yep. And so what I've been working on since we haven't had clients is I started actually in December, when I was in India for a month, doing online classes and putting together some online classes for people who do the same type of work as I do, like lymphatic massage after surgery, just sharing the tips and tricks that I know and giving them to other people, because everyone should know this. There's a lot of like secrecy in the industry, and I think like it doesn't need to happen because you're all in a different city than I am. And even if you're in SanDiego, there's 1 million people in my city, and like there's only one of me. So I want to give everything away to other therapists so they can get the good results with the clients as well. So, and it's a little dusty talking about it. I used to talk about this every day, and now it's like we're in this weird area where like I'm sitting at home every day.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. I miss working with my clients so much. I miss the camaraderie and the trusting relationship between us. I miss my office, and I miss having questions asked and having to reach into the depths of my mind and say, I remember the answer to this in there somewhere. Let me go through the file deck in there. Aha. And this is how it relates to your body, and playing with that mystery. I miss that with all of my heart right now.
Yes. And my husband has said, oh, well, if you feel like your massage skills are getting rusty.
Yes, absolutely. I'm
I
thinking
was
of
like,
like,
are you
I
gonna
need my
get
own.
are you gonna get liposuction in 2 days, honey? So, because I don't do like so yeah, it's really it shows me how much of a blessing it was to really like find a niche, get into it, and have all the cards kind of come together, everything fall into place, and there was a really beautiful thing. And I think that maybe if we're going to go into like self-care, the beginning of self-care is self-awareness. And I think we can all be aware that like we built something beautiful with our hands and our hearts,
Hmm.
and that's on hold. It will come back, but right now, like a part of us that was fulfilling our life's purpose is like not able to be fully expressed the way we were doing it last month.
Absolutely. I was describing it to somebody else that I was talking to as it's like losing a child for me. I've been up and going and on the go, working so many hours, and not just massaging, but the whole business aspect of it for, oh, it's been relentless to get this business going, and the passion that's put into it. And it's like losing a child. All of a sudden it's ripped away because of things that are out of our control. And what an adjustment. What an adjustment it's had to be.
Yeah.
I can relate
Yeah.
to. I can relate to you. And it's not just, it's like, oh, but that client was like in the middle of a series of medical massage, and we're going to have to
Yeah.
start over again when they come back.
Yeah, yeah, and it was because I knew you could see from what was happening in other countries that it was going to happen, and it was going to happen in the next 2 weeks. And I was still taking. I have a wonderful doctor, Dr. Champaneria, that does breast reconstructive surgery after breast cancer. So I had a client in, and I knew that this was going to be the only time I had her because I would book her 2 weeks in advance, and I was like, I'll put the appointment on, but I had to, like, in my heart, I was like, I'm going to give her all the tools now, and I'm going to let her know that I got you far enough in this first visit that it's not going to be, smooth sailing with the recovery from the liposuction area, but we got you started. And if you keep on doing what we're talking about in the aftercare, that you're going to be fine. You're not going to reach the finish line in record time, but you are going to get there. Because like I knew, I was like, we're not going to be open at the end of March. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're never going to see me again. Like, because if some people, I was on a call, the organization that helps massage schools, they do a webinar call. So I was on that call yesterday, and the months that some people said that they thought that was as long as they were going to be out, what is scary. Like, I don't even want to tell you the month that people were saying that they thought we would finally be able to go back to work. But I really want it to be May, but like I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's tough to like leave something gathering dust and not even, say, oh, but I'll definitely be back to work by, like that month is not there.
Yeah. There are so many unknowns out there. And I like your definition of self-care. It's just about being aware right now. So when you become aware of that, oh boy, it could be yada, 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 a month before I go back to work. What are you doing to kind of let yourself settle into that and combat fear or worry or wondering about the future?
Yeah. Yeah. For me, meditation has really helped me. I was able to take a class. We were class number 13 too, which is funny why this is interview
Awesome.
number 13. Class number 13 of the McLean Meditation Institute. She was in Sedona before that. She worked with Deepak Chopra at the Chopra Center. And I believe she knew him back when he was back east, like just a doctor, Deepak Chopra, before he became everyone's Deepak Chopra. It's being able to sit there and know that you are so expansive as a presence, as an experience here, that like we can have this feeling safely and not be overly consumed by it. And if we can breathe in and out and just give the feeling the space that it needs, it always changes because the world always changes. Everything is always in flux. So if we give it the space and time that it needs, we can notice even after a few breaths that there are minute changes. It is, we say in meditation meditation teachers, we have this lovely idea that it's like a cloud in the sky. So like the universe is a sky and this issue is a cloud. And like if you can focus on the fact that you're the sky and this is a cloud, you can like peacefully watch it move. You don't have to grab onto it and hold it and think and think and think and think, because that's the majority of it. Our issues with things are that we take a thing that's finite that happened once and it's in our brain and you can't stop thinking of it for like 3 hours, and
that thought becomes the sky instead of the cloud.
yeah, we won't let it go. Like we need to grab it and look at it and inspect it and like go over the argument that we had 2 days ago and convince ourselves, 8 million times like that we were right and they were wrong and this, this is a horrible thing. And I do it myself. I did it the other day. I got an email that was a surprise, and I just knew, I was like, for me, I knew I was going to be in that circular thing for like 2-3 hours, and I allowed that to happen. And then I knew that getting out and doing some of the things that I know are good for me for self-care would help me to get past that. And these things, I was thinking about it. It's usually things that worked for us when we were kids. So I like to think back, like, what did I do when something really upset and frustrated me when I was a child? My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 9, a very, very advanced case of breast cancer. So this was something, I've had a long experience of having to deal with things that I have no ability to help. So reading really helps. For me, and everyone has it, that it's different for everyone. So I can give off a list and someone will say, well, none of those things work for me. So my advice would be like, look back to what you did when you were a child. Did you go out in the backyard and play? Did you just run? Did you scream? Did you take a nap? Like whatever we did to help self-soothe ourselves as children in a position of weakness, that might be something that we can do now. Really, for me, the most poignant example for me was my father died really suddenly, and I was not able to get on an airplane. Like we knew he was diagnosed with really advanced lung cancer and given a very, very short time to live. And by the time I was in the airport to fly to him, my brother called that morning and said he had passed away. And I knew that I was going to have to be in an airplane for 5 hours from Boston to Nevada, dealing with this, like the biggest grief that I'd felt in a decade. And I had a book with me, and I said, you know what, right now it's so overwhelming. I have to go in and I have to focus on this book. It was Freakonomics. I love that book. They don't know, he does not know how amazing that was, because it was so enthralling, but whatever it is that's enthralling and engrossing, sometimes we just need a break that we can focus on something else, so we're not short-circuiting if we have to be in this situation that's just extremely overwhelming to us. And for a lot of people, this is extremely overwhelming.
Yeah, I've heard somebody describe it as, we're all in this and it is a trauma, and there will be even PTSD symptoms afterwards. It's not going to just be done and we're all going to go back to work. So I love that you suggest allowing yourself to be human and give yourself those 2-3 hours to be in it, if you need to be in it, and then say what does work for me. I haven't heard that in a long time, to go back to what worked as a child. That's amazing, because that can work for anybody. I'm thinking to myself, what did I do as a child? And I went outside. I picked I picked the dandelion heads off dandelions. That was my thing. And we don't have dandelions yet here in New York, but they're coming. So I could find a whistle through grass or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think it's hand in hand with the fact that the inner voice that a lot of people hear is that's not you. And I think that's a big aha for people to really get that inner voice that we think is us is not us. It's a parental figure that came into our understanding when we were younger. So a lot of people will like, I'm not good enough. I'm not, no one will date me. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not any of that. Like, it's not you. It's this voice from outside that told you that, and you've internalized it to this voice. And that it's really self-awareness to understand that. And I have a lot with like having to get straight A's as mine, and it just really comes straight. My parents they were doing the best job that they knew, but like the whole like you need to have straight A's came from like actually my grandparents to the parents and the parents to me, and these like really high expectations of having to do things that you kind of have to dismantle that a little bit in order to enjoy learning more, because it's not about having a grade to a test. It's about actually loving of learning is what's giving me the inspiration to go on and have a lifetime full of learning. But if I was only focused on you have to get A's because like this, you have to do this and this, and you have this career by your 20 and you have to get married and then blah, 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 and then it's like the whole world, and it's none of it is you yourself. Like, that's not what your spirit needs.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need all these external trappings of like being respected by other people in your community. That's all external. So this is a potent time because obviously, like, if you devised your if I devise my like what's good about me and what's worthy about me about being a massage therapist and a successful massage therapist that helps other people, like that's not going to happen for a couple of months.
Right.
So I have to figure out who I am, like who am I? Why am I getting up in the morning?
Absolutely. That's a gold mine of information right there. You use the word high expectations. And those that have a successful massage practice are driven. They don't just have high expectations, but they create an atmosphere where their clients have high expectations of them as well because they can deliver. I'm in an experience where I have high expectations of myself in my own practice, and I do deliver. Now that I'm in this, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what my business is right now. I know I know I'll come back to it. I know when my doors are open that my clients will come back.
Yeah.
But how do I live with a high expectation of myself right now? And really the only way to do that is to start to come back into what's a priority for our own internal work through that awareness. So glad that you used those words, high expectations, because it made a light bulb go off in my own head where, oh, that's where I'm used to putting all of my own, that category of high expectations is in my office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing a little bit for me because at the same time we still need to feed ourselves a little bit. So I stay up. I do a lot of webinars. So all these webinars that I like was booked with clients, so I couldn't see. I'm going back and getting the chance to learn them, because one of the things I really did love. So what I did is we had the shutdown, Governor Newsom, since I'm in California, and I used to live in New York. I love your Governor Cuomo. He's doing a great job.
Yep, I'm going back and forth between, I wonder if I have a crush on Cuomo.
Everyone has a crush on Andrew Cuomo. I was the first one to ever have a crush on Andrew Cuomo. Everyone stands in line behind me. People thought I was ridiculous and an idiot, and now look, everyone's in love with Andrew Cuomo.
You were the trailblazer there.
He was the attorney general, I think, way, way back in time. I was like, oh, Italians. And I like Italians. Italians like me. So, yeah. So anyways, but Governor Newsom, said, like, we have to do a shutdown. And I spent a couple days in bed, like, perfect gotta tell you, like, I did not get up the very next day and decide to go forward and learn new things. But like, once I had my time to myself and I could really get a good night's sleep, I wanted to see how, in a world where I can't make a benefit for clients, how can I still be a leader in my industry?
Ah,
And
love that.
if that is what is feeding my soul, is to be a leader in my industry and to support other massage therapists, support other certified lymphedema therapists. If that's my true passion, I can I can do it without having a client in my studio every day.
Mhm.
And I can still have this this self-respect and the having a career without having to do it in person. So it was big for me, and I was like, okay, so I'll play around with this, like I'll look into it. So like I did a webinar, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do like a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, and be like, this is what I learned about the webinar, in order to like share the information with other people. And I was like, yeah, I do feel like better here. And so everyone in their body has the energy and the feelings. And if I'm scared, it tightens up and it gets really, like, I use the word coagulated right here. Like, I can really feel the tightening. And if I'm doing something that I feel feeds my spirit, it's like I can just feel this beautiful openness right here. So I was bonding to my body. I was like, do I feel good in the solar plexus? Do I feel good in the intestines? Do I feel good here? And it does. It helps me to feel good, which is great, because but isn't it amazing if you have your massage therapy skills? Like, you can walk into that office and know that you're going to get that feedback from the client, and you're going to walk out, you're going to be like, yeah, another day of like making it happen for the people, and I'm in the right place at the right time with the right people and the right skills. And it's like, it was so easy to get that. And it's been temporarily taken away from us. So how do we get it while it's not? How do we find the different ways to get it?
We do funny things like interview other people from all over the country in a self-care
Yep.
summit. That is
Yep.
what we do.
Yeah.
We
But
find
it's like,
ways.
if we have the energy, like, we've fed ourselves with the self-care, and we have the energy there to go out into the world and do things like you're doing. I think it's amazing, because we talked about this before, but like, you're getting this, it's not a selfless act. Like, it is you illustrating who you are and how you want to be in the world, and it's giving you a lot of the fruitfulness is coming inside.
Yeah. I
Your
mean,
soul is being fed.
my soul is definitely being fed. And somebody said, when are you going to have somebody interview you? And I'm like, well, there's pieces of me in every single interview. I'm being interviewed in every single interview, because
Yeah.
we reflect each other. We are mirrors to each other. And
Yeah.
I can't say that I haven't related to every single person, even though we all have different stories. So
Mm-hmm.
it definitely is providing some meaningfulness, just like you sharing what you're learning is providing some meaningfulness. And it's a way to keep us all connected together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's emerging, I think, is one of the most important things right now, is finding ways to stay connected, whether that's professionally, mentally, being able to communicate, being able to express our emotions. Like, we're going through the whole stack here, right? That connection and finding creative ways to connect could be the priority. It definitely could be the priority right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I do a lot, and it's funny because I did that like beforehand, and that's the so no one thinks that I'm wonderful and selfless and beautiful. I have found that I don't learn too well, and the way that I learn best is if I go to a conference and I take a picture of a slide, and then I have to show it to someone else and explain what it was and why I think it's important, and why I think it goes into like massage. Like, this is important for our massage clients because X. Like, the Baruta et al. Study from 2015 on the animals, and they inject them with inflammation, and then they make them stretch for 10 minutes. And I learned, and this is at we had a AMTA school summit in Hollywood, and I'm sitting here because I thought I was going to like learn more about the CEU education part of what my business is, and instead I'm like, oh, like, so stretching relieves inflammation, like these are my clients. And like I have to let all my other colleagues that are on LinkedIn and Facebook like know about this, so they can look at this study and then they can get a better outlook for their clients. And like that's how I want to use LinkedIn. So like, but I would have never, it doesn't stick in the brain until I have to work with it. Like we work with our hands. Look, I'm working with my hands because I can't work with my hands anymore, but I'm working. You have to work with it. You have to mold it into something that someone else can benefit from, and then you put it back out to the universe. And like that's how, and then it sticks here, and then I remember that study. So then when I'm with a client, how I've changed the practice with respect to that study is now if a client can stretch and they don't have a breast augmentation, I'll have them like, are you comfortable like this versus with the hands here? And a lot of them are comfortable just like this, and they're stretching that flank. They're stretching here for 10 minutes easily in the massage session. So it's yeah, and it wouldn't have come all the way back like 3 days later when I was back in the massage room unless like I worked with it and passed it on to other therapists.
So it sounds like you're a student via being a teacher and a networker simultaneously.
Yes. And
yeah.
and all of it has to happen. I can't just like hoard information in my brain because that's how I forget it. Absolutely. So I can only remember it if I pass it on.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I'm hearing from you, and I'm assuming this because we don't know each other well, but if you find that it's important, like there's an intuitive piece to that as well. If you find that it's important and you say, I have to remember that, I have to share that, you almost through your gut know that other people in the industry are going to really be like mind blown by this particular thing. And that's the thing to share, because that's how innovation happens. And and really, and this is a time right now for innovation in our field. We might not be using our hands like you said, but we're using our brains right now to figure how to emerge out of this better and with more knowledge and in ways that we can support our clients even more.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So if we have the self-care part down and you have like obviously if there's more important things that come before the massage education, you have to take care of yourself, you have to take care of your family, you have to put food on your table. But if you find that this is a time where you do have that mental emotional bandwidth to take on all these things that we had kind of pushed aside, like I have a pile of books that I haven't read yet.
She looks at
and
her
it's amazing because I think to myself, like, if only I had like a month to just read all the books.
And now you do.
So if the heart's in the right place, because if we're scared, we're going to read the same paragraph over 20 times and not be able to take it in. But if we have that foundation of we know how to care for ourselves, then this might possibly be a time where you can take the CEU classes, you can read the books, interact more deeply on social media with other massage therapists and really get the wisdom that is coming, that is out there.
Yeah, and so important right now, the thought that's coming up is our clients are not going to be the same people. So I see repeat clients. I have a membership in my business, so I have the same people every month, and I'm working with new people as well. But every client is going to be a new client, and we embrace that concept that every time you see somebody, their body's in a different place, their mindset is in a different place. They are new people every time we see them. But even more so now, we're not going to have the clients that we had, even though the same people may be coming back. They're going to be new, different people going through this experience. So use your gut when you're looking at the bookshelf, when you're looking at some CEUs and webinars and things. Have that intention of what's going to help my new client moving forward. Really going with that instinct can be monumental, both in our own hearts and education and for our clients.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think we're going to see when we go back?
Oh goodness, this is putting me on the spot because this is brand new. Listening to
Yeah.
your words just made me go, oh, okay, this
Yeah.
is what's going to happen. Um, so, well, there's a shift in priorities that's happening, right? So those that maybe thought of massage as a luxury, um, realize how much they miss it. That's the baseline there. Like they can see the actual medical healing aspects of massage. It wasn't just for stress relief or to feel better.
Yeah.
Although that's important, stress relief is important. But there's a new understanding that's going to happen where all we have right now is our bodies. We can't, for a lot of people that are stuck at home, for a lot of people that are just caring for their children because their children can't go to school, they're not given an actual purpose. They're not showing up to move cogs, so to speak, at their job, or they're working from home. Like really, it all comes back to we only have our bodies. And how do we treat our bodies every day? There's going to be new types of pain because our home is not set up as a work environment. Our home is a relaxation, hopefully, a safe sanctuary for us to come back
Mhm.
to. It's not meant to be lived in every single day for a mass amount of people, right?
Mhm.
They're at work more often, more hours of the day than at home. And so there's going to be a stagnation to work through, um, a stagnation in fascia, a stagnation in the lymphatic system, a stagnation in hearts because of grief, a stagnation in what the heck was that? Now I have to find the motivation to get up and go again. So there's
Mhm.
going to be so many different layers, and I'm just talking out my butt right now, but
Yeah. Oh, I think it's all, yeah.
but that level of stagnation, it's going to exist in all of us.
Mhm.
Um, so finding ways to, I mean, I'm just thinking like if I'm imagining working on my first client, there's going to be some, tapotement. There's going to be cupping. There's going to be movement. There's going to be uh gosh, there's stretching. It's going to be brisk. And that's going to be so relaxation because it's going to be relaxing because of the body is just soaking up movement in a
Yeah.
different way, and with touch is the most important aspect. I mean, I know people are out running, they're doing yoga every day, they are moving,
Mhm.
they're doing some self-care in that way, but adding that touch component, there's going to be some stagnation and hardness to work through, just from the pure mental exhaustion of all of this and emotional exhaustion of all of this. So I'm rambling now, but those are my thoughts, on the spot thoughts.
Oh, yeah. I love that. What I was thinking is the concept of springtime. And I love, which we don't have in San Diego, but you do have in Elmira, but just so I used to live in Troy and Albany and Schenectady, and the Hudson River would ice over, and then in the springtime there'd be the rush of water, and then the ice would clump, and then we'd get these ice flows as the ice is breaking and then moving, and then the stream can move again. So maybe our clients are experiencing, when we get through this, when these things are lifted, this springtime in the body in a
Yeah.
way that maybe we haven't experienced as a species before, where we are all hibernating now for our communal safety. And then we will have to stretch like the bear stretches in the spring
Mhm.
and find some salmon or
Ah,
something.
yeah, and hungry. Yes, our clients are going to be hungry for touch.
Yes. Yep. And the body. And I used to I used to get a massage twice a week, at least once a week, preferably twice a week.
Mhm.
And I have not had a massage in over a month. I broke my nose, so little did I know that. So I was going to take 2 weeks off of massage because I physically couldn't get my face in the face cradle because like they had to reset it and stuff. And then little did I know that like that was the end of it. and then there was no massage at all. So my body, I think each of us knowing how it feels in our body to not have massage, like that's just times 10 in our clients.
Yes.
So
I
yeah,
was
I'm
really sad. I was supposed to receive a massage today from one of the most amazing massage therapists in our area. And I looked at that and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm so sad. So sad.
And we miss it so much.
I am
Yeah.
lucky though. I brought home a Theragun. I
Mhm.
have a Theragun here at home. So
Yep.
what I'm offering to my clients is if you have anything in your house that vibrates, just
Yeah.
you can put that on there just to shake things up, get your muscles moving
Yeah.
in that way. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think maybe we'll, hopefully, it's always my hope that the client, us as a species, will be able to really feel the different flavors of having a Theragun and like having the unique presence of a massage therapist giving you a treatment in a peaceful, healing environment. And that is just so beautiful and so beneficial. And that's actually the thing um, that sometimes I go into the massage, my day of massage, one person, I can come out another.
Yeah.
Like just that part of my spirit, like the subtle body that's able to flourish when like literally I'm focused on something under the skin. I'm using this different ways of perception that we learn in massage school that we all have, and that I have like the Pandora, that peaceful music is in my ear for like 4 hours. Like that's what I need, like the down regulation of everything on a daily basis. And then physically having my hands on another person is valuable to me. You know, as to them, I think as humans we're meant to touch one another.
Yes.
And our sense of touch, like this is so advanced in our species. Like how
Mhm.
is it that I can't use it anymore? Like we as a species can't use it anymore. So
Yes.
definitely more hugs from my husband. I'm
Wow.
really relying on more hugs from my husband, and he's enjoying because the hugs are getting a little more massage like every day.
Yeah, so true. I mean, our bodies as practitioners are affected as well. And this is going to be TMI for a lot of people, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway because it's something I've been noticing in myself with me not being able to provide the level and the amount of touch every single day. My hormones are being affected. So I noticed as my cycle came up and closer to menstruation, a swelling happened. Like women experience a bloat and that's normal. But
Yeah.
like I gained 12 pounds,
Of
and that wasn't
swelling.
the 2 extra brownies that I had this month.
Yeah.
And
No.
there was the swelling of desire to not just be touched, but to touch. And then once I
Yeah.
got a release um, and I got a hug from somebody. And I lost 8 pounds overnight from
Yeah.
one hug, from a
Yeah.
hug from somebody. It was just amazing to watch. My
Yeah.
belly, my body was literally swelling with desire to give touch. Amazing. So
Yeah.
anyway.
No,
Very.
that's true. I'm so glad this is such a valuable interview that we're able to get. I think you have to like talk about things a lot until you can really filter down to these really juicy topics, which is like it's not just because I think everywhere else I go, the surface conversation is how am I going to put food on my table? How am I going to pay rent? How, am I going to be a massage therapist again? Like as a career, can I afford it? Where's the money going to come from? And I haven't heard like this level of deep conversation about like what is not massaging doing to my body? What is not touching and being touched doing to our hormones and
Right.
to how we are in the world? Like not just like earlier we were able to talk about like intellectually, but as like a actual body, like what is going
Right.
to happen to my organs and my systems
Hmm.
when I just lie in bed all day with my dog, who loves it.
Yeah,
My dog loves it.
our whole system is being
Yeah.
affected. And I mean, down to our, as massage therapists, our body is conditioned to have massive amounts of touch and touching in a therapeutic way, and all those neurotransmitters and endorphins, and that's how it's easy to intuitively know how to work on a client. That's how it's easy.
Yeah.
It's all matched up with our nervous system and our brains, and the conduits that these aren't fingers, they're conduits, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
aspect of ourselves is definitely not being fed. God, I mean, I'm resorting to hugging trees at this point. I'm out there by the river, and I got my arms around a tree just so I can feel a little bit of aliveness and
Yeah.
energy. So.
Yeah, I'm so glad. My husband's Indian, so he's more accepting of overly hugginess because they're a communal culture rather than an individualistic culture, which is what we live in. But yeah, like he was making curry last night, and I just like hugged him, and it never stopped. And he's like, "I have to keep on cooking." I was like, "No, you don't understand. I have to touch someone for literally 3 hours a day, every day, the weekends."
Yeah.
Like, what do I do?
It makes me wonder, because I said our clients will be hungry for touch, but we will be starving to be able to touch too. And I'm wondering if that's going to be such a beautiful prime moment the first time you lay your hands on somebody in a professional way, to open yourself up to the massive amounts of intuition that are available in that moment.
Yeah.
Isn't that, I mean, can you feel, I have shivers right now.
Yeah.
Feel what's going to happen the first time you lay your hands on somebody therapeutically.
Yeah.
My hands are already feeling it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it with words right now, but any massage therapist out there knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. 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 And we have to keep this feeling, like remember this, what we're feeling right now for like 6 weeks from now when we're like, what? Where am I?
What the actual?
Yeah, like when our body feels the end of the tunnel, our body can feel the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Our bodies are still ready. Like we're not going to be rusty. We're not going to suddenly lose it. It's part of us.
Yep. It's
going to stay.
even more opportunity to let the mind sit in the corner and just close your eyes and go. I don't know, when I was in massage school, we had a whole session where we closed our eyes completely. It might have been 20 or 30 minutes, it was a short session, but our eyes were to remain closed the entire time. Come back to that. Come back to those sessions. And that's not possible for everybody, depending on what you're doing. I'm not going to do armpit work with my eyes closed and get into the lats and stuff. But just even if it's just for the first 5 minutes, just to feel again.
Mm-hmm.
How often can you keep your eyes closed so that you are channeling and body reading, and figuring out this new brand of clientele that you're going to have.
Yeah. Because their energy is going to feel the energy in the room. It's going to be a different energy than our clients were beforehand. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, this definitely went places, this interview.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful.
So excited. I'm so glad. I can't wait, because I can't learn anything until I pass it on. I can't wait to pass this on. If you receive this link from me, it's helping me to learn.
Absolutely. So the last question that I have for everybody is, if you could imagine that you were talking to the global community right now, what words do you have for our community?
It's a time of great sadness, but I think this is what we're going through now for the rest of our lives. When we look back on this is a watershed moment. And I am so happy to be in this generation of humans, because this is the first time in the history of our species in this world that all of us are able to use our language capacity and our communication capacity in this amazing thing called the internet, which was invented in our generation, to move forward in unison as an entire species to protect our species.
Wow.
Like this, it has never been able to happen before because we've never been so connected before. But I am connected with therapists, like a physiotherapist in Italy. We text together. I am connected with all these therapists from around the world. But even us as a species, even us as the people in Africa, the people in India, like we're all aware of what's going on because of the technology that we as a species have banded together over the last 50, 100 years to create. And like, this is the first time in the history that we're able to save ourselves. And that's what we're doing. Like, it's really frustrating on a day-to-day basis that I can't implement some of the ideas that I'm getting and learning, and I can't put my hands on people. And there's individual people in the city of San Diego that are not recovering as well as they could because I am not there to help. But the reason I'm not there to help is because we are all working together, hand in hand, 6 feet apart, but still hand in hand emotionally, to save the people who are most at risk in our species. And it's people with chronic illnesses, it's people with advanced age, it's our communal, we're all standing together and saying, I'm gonna stop what I want to do so I can save somebody I don't even know.
What a lesson in compassion.
Every language, every religion, every skin color, we're all working together for the first time in the history. And it gives me goosebumps. Like, I hate it that we have to do this, but it's amazing especially as massage therapists, like we didn't get into this career because we need $1 million in our bank account, because it's not going to happen. And it could happen, but that it's not going to happen. I didn't go into massage to get fantastically rich. Like, I went into massage to help people, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes, like 99% of the time, we help people by touching them, but right now I'm helping people by not touching anyone.
Yeah. People think I'm crazy when I say this is good for us. This is for the world. This is good for us, even though my heart bleeds. And
Yeah.
I'm getting choked up even just thinking about the mass amount of people that are being affected through illness and even death right now. But it is good for us, for those of us that are healthy and those of us that are able to make a difference in this. It's only going to make a better world coming out of it. So, got my little bit of emotion moment there. but yeah, your words ring true, and they're powerful words. We can sit back and complain that we're not working, but we are making a difference by not working right now, as much, maybe even more so, than the difference we make when we show up to our office every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So, Kathleen, if somebody wants to learn through your learning, how would they find you? Where are you online right now?
They should. So you can find me where you're online. So I'm not going to make you go somewhere new. But if you're on LinkedIn, you will get more of the educational part of it. So it's Kathleen Lisson, and just find me. I'm in San Diego. Find me on LinkedIn and ask me to connect. And I usually connect with most everybody. If you are on Instagram, it's Kathleen Lisson 2 as well. It's Kathleen Lisson as well. And that's more of directly massage therapy, lymphatic massage related information, and obviously more pictures and stuff. If you're interested in the CEUs, I'm a Nick Timby approved provider. And that's, you'll find that linked in my bio everywhere if you want the CEUs. And if you already have lymphatic massage and maybe you're in oncology massage right now and you want to branch out, because I can tell you, I have had like nonstop phone calls from people. Like I had a full schedule before I had to shut down, and there are definitely still people who are getting plastic surgery throughout the summer, throughout the fall, and want to book with someone that does lymphatic massage. So if you were thinking to adding that to your career, I am super confident that I'm coming back and I'm going to have a full schedule as soon as I get back. So the classes are focused on that. But I'd love to do come back to doing lymph classes, cases, my clients that have lymphedema. I'd love to start seeing them again. Also, I'm the S4OM preferred practitioner, so I do oncology massage as well. But I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that clientele. I think there's going to have to be, and I know I'm just supposed to give my stuff and then we're supposed to stop and not another topic. But that's something I think we have to think about. I would love to start hearing more thinking about that, because one of the first people I talked about as far as surgery and coronavirus was a reconstructive breast surgeon. And she said, I'm real scared about people who are on chemotherapy right now. So I think we can see, I would be surprised if we did not see the beginnings of a conversation in the next weeks and months about how we best protect people who have active cancer and are undergoing cancer treatment and need the benefits of oncology massage. So that might be a topic that, I'll definitely, if I see anything, if you want to discuss that, definitely friend me on Instagram and LinkedIn. And then if you like TikTok, I know many people have not liked TikTok. If you're on TikTok, I'm on there as well as Kathleen Lisson. And that is 15-second videos, just me sharing one tip or trick that I would give to a client. And if you are looking to get on social media and it's been conveniently putting it off because we have so many clients and now we have no clients, we have to finally look at our social media thing. I have found that TikTok has really helped me get my confidence getting in front of a camera, and more importantly, not taking 12 minutes to say something that can be said in 15 seconds. Because if you only have 15 seconds to say something, boom, you just get so much better at sharing stuff with this little TikTok thing. And it started off no one was going to watch it. It was just me practicing in front of the camera, and people found me and they really loved the content. So if that's something you want to think about, I have a free online class for TikTok that you can take, but just start by looking at my TikTok and seeing if that's even something you want to do, because it's not just dancing and it's not just teenagers anymore. This is the Twitter. I think it's the Twitter of the coronavirus pandemic. Twitter helped with Arab Spring. There are so many doctors sharing information with a wide variety of the population on TikTok. It's amazing. It's amazing to see the medical conversation that's on TikTok right now, because it really is the younger generation that we have to get on board, because they're getting the coronavirus and they're not having any symptoms and they're passing it on.
Yeah, I'll have to look into TikTok. That's something that I only have Facebook. I've avoided Instagram. I've avoided Twitter. Yeah. I've avoided all of that because it's just, I'd rather just be, closed eyes, dark room music.
Yeah.
That's my life, right? Or outside in the woods someplace. But I like the idea of 15-second snippets about anything that we want, really, and building a niche that way. So I might look into your class myself. Your little TikTok class.
And for me, it's really organic when you get back into working with clients, because the client will ask a question and you'll answer it, and that's your topic. So I'll be massaging and a client will be like, oh, my belly button's a little swollen, what should I do? And I was like, oh, well, other people, they'll use those little foam earplugs that you put in when you go to a rock concert. Just put that right into your belly button and it expands out and it's compression. And they're like, that's a really great tip. No one ever told me that before. And I was like, now I know what my TikTok of the day is going to be. I never have to, like, there's never any content comes all the time. And again, for me, it's like, I'll hear something and I'll forget it unless I make a TikTok about it. And then I remember it. And that's how everything
I
gets
love
saved up here in the noggin. So
Mhm.
for sure, for sure.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Kathleen. It has been a pleasure chatting with you today and learning all of the things that make you tick. And you're doing some great work out there in SanDiego.
Yeah.
And that's expanding out into great work worldwide now with the benefit of social media. So thank you for sharing all of those things. Is there anything else that you need to say before we hang up this video?
That's it. No, just thank you very much to all the massage therapists for the work that you do. We are better as a species because of the work that massage therapy does. It's one of the oldest professions in the world, the oldest ways, the ways that we have heard in our massage school. I went to IPSB, a place that unfortunately closed down. But for one of our classes, we had to look in all the different countries, like what is their massage that happened there. And it happens in all different cultures at all different times. It's part of our human experience to put our hands on one another and manipulate the tissues in order to help the person in their body and their mind and their spirit. And just because our hands aren't giving that work now doesn't mean, that they won't forever. We will come back. We will help people again.
Yes.
I know it's gonna happen. Both of us felt the tingle when we imagined it that first time that we
right
were
there.
and that is the universe telling us that this is a time, this is our winter where all the leaves go dormant, but there will be a spring and we'll burst back and we'll flourish, and our whole species is going to have a wonderful future far into the future.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for the validation, for the confirmation, and the encouragement forward. It was beautiful to hear. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that was video number 13. We'll see you tomorrow for another one. Bye.